Can you believe it? It's already another Wednesday. Yes, folks, happy hump day. You are listening to Soapbox Daily, episode 136, and I'm your host, Mad Morgan. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Yeah, another Wednesday. Here we are, hump day. Happy hump day to you. Hope you're having a great day so far, starting off. And how's your integrity been this week? How's your integrity today? Are you being the positive change? Are you setting the example for the rest of the world? Domino effect, my friends. Your actions will spread to others and will make this world a better place, one person at a time. So hey, always work on that. So today our topic is going to be how to be famous. Yes, that is our topic title. How to be famous. I know some people are like, well, if you know how to be famous, how come you're not that famous? Believe it or not, I have been famous in different lights. Yes, this is true. I have been famous in different areas, different lights, different parts of my life. And yeah, sometimes you have to reinvent yourself. Sometimes you want to go a different direction. Sometimes you have to play a different part. So yes, I have been famous. I know how the game is played, but it all depends on how much I'm willing to sacrifice. So let's get into this. I mean, there's fame and there's infamy. Yeah, what's the difference? What's the difference between fame and infamy? I've heard of infamy. I'm not really sure what that's about, and are you saying it right? Yes, there's long-term fame and 15 minutes of fame. There's a difference of different levels of fame. Actors and actresses have fame. Some of them have infamy, okay? Barack Obama has fame, and he has long-term fame as former president of the United States. Osama bin Laden has infamy, and he certainly had his 15 minutes of fame until taken out. Anyone can become famous. Anyone can become famous, for good or for bad. And many can have 15 minutes of fame by getting hundreds of thousands of hits on a YouTube video or a TikTok or whatever. That's 15 minutes of fame. That's a flash in the pan. That's a here today, gone tomorrow type thing. But there's another kind of fame, however. It is not global fame necessarily, such as enjoyed by people like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg. It can be a local, regional, and then national fame within a niche. And that fame can result in respect, authority, and income, whether that income becomes a business venture, a smart investment in a startup or an IPO, book sales, or, another source. I mean, this is the fame that is long lasting and that says success. It just speaks, hey, I am successful. Many people achieve this kind of fame and do so relatively easy. And there are easy steps, relative easy steps on a path to being famous. Okay, so let's just go over some steps on, how to become famous. Believe it or not, it's just a matter of getting recognized for whatever reason. I mean, some people get famous for the things they do. Some people get famous for a natural talent that they have, or an ability, or because they're just, as far as the media puts it, they're considered beautiful, or for some reason, there'd be a lot of different reasons you become famous, but there's good reasons and there's bad reasons. So we're going to go over reasons of how you could become famous and how you could become famous. Let's just get this party started, shall we? Okay, 1. Begin by making it all about others, not yourself, because you don't want to look greedy. You don't want to look self-absorbed and everything else. Like, inspire, entertain, and educate others without making it about sales or promoting yourself or your business. Try to just make it selfless, right? You got to get yourself out there as a real person that you're trying to give back to people, because that gets you exposure. That gets you out there. People think you're thinking about them. Believe it or not, yes, you got to put the legwork in and then go from there. Now, some people are like, well, Mad Morgan, isn't that what you're doing? No, I genuinely just don't want to get famous. I mean, as I said, I've been there. I want to help people, but there's bills to pay, right? So I do have to have a certain level of income somewhere along the lines to help alleviate those costs and the time I put into it and the time I take away from other things in life and everything else. Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking to be famous, but yes, eventually I do need to have an income flow because things cost money. And right now, it's out of my pocket. All right. Number 2, get your face and your personality out there. People have to recognize you. People have to know who you are. So you got to get your face and personality out there one way or another. Not necessarily your face. You can make blind videos where nobody sees you and just use your voice, or podcasts or whatever. Any medium you can get out there to people so people can know who you are, get recognized by your work, not necessarily you, but your work. Get it out there. Okay. Let's see. Well, provide constant public interesting and free content, okay? Because you have to get people interested in you, captivated in you by your name or your brand, okay? Number 4, sponsor an important charity. If you can, do your show or do your videos or whatever, your TikToks, do it that you're supporting a charity. Any income that's picked up is basically going to that for a good cause. Develop relationships with other influencers so you get into the network. Okay, that's another point. Number 5 there. Develop a relationship with other influencers because they're already there, right? And collectively, let me tell you, Mr. Beast did it. He collectively did it. Basically, that's how he got. It was a collective. It was a bunch of them got together and say, okay, we're all gonna be famous. So let's help each other out. And that's what they did. Collectively in the network, they did that. Work on your fame every day. It's another point. Yeah, you got to be constant about it. If you want to be famous, you got to be constant about it. You got to get your name out there. You got your brand out there. You got to get yourself out there. And you also got to cultivate, last point being, cultivate your guru status. You have to let people know that you're an authority or you are some person to be watched or looked at or referred to when it comes to whatever your thing is. I mean, these are just some points. I mean, these aren't the holy grail of points, but the bottom line is you got to get yourself out there. People have to know who you are, whether or not it's a stage name or your real name or your certain niche, but people just have to know who you are, whether or not you have an altered personality. For instance, what is it? There's a bunch of different names out there. You see, Mr. Beast is not Mr. Beast. That's not his real name. You have, what was that? Dr. Destructo or something. He's a gamer or something like that. That's not his real name. Some people just go with, but that's their brand. People recognize them as that. Whether or not it's a costume that they have, the makeup they have, the voice that they have, the video content that they have, but they get themselves out there and people recognize them. And if they do something as captivating, people are going to spread that. People are going to share that and their name gets out there. You know what? Being famous hasn't changed really. If you think about it, for a long time, it's all about getting recognized. And even if you have no talent, if you have an agency that's able to promote you to convince people you have talent and that you're the next big thing. I mean, look at Drake. He has no talent, but yet he has an excellent publicist that has convinced people, a lot of people, that he has talent. So you don't even have to have talent. You just have to get your name out there. You have to be promoted in some way. And if you're not promoting yourself, then you get an agency to promote you. And you could be talentless and have a good agency, a good publicist, and they're going to promote you. But let me tell you, my friends, in this craving thing to be known and be famous, I'm going to give you a heads up. Being famous is not hard. You just have to put in the legwork. You have to put in the time, or you have to get lucky. If you get lucky and people catch wind of who you are or your name or your brand, then you have to run with it. You have to capitalize on it as much as possible. Even those that are already famous by whatever means, they have to capitalize it and keep their name out there. This is why you have all these controversies when it comes to famous people. They fall off people's radar, and then there's some sort of news press release that comes out about some controversy and some drama and stuff like that in their lives, and that's all staged. It's all done to keep their name out there, get people talking about them. But there's a lot of responsibility to staying famous. So remember, you're opening up your world, you're opening up your life to the rest of the world in order to stay relevant and in order to stay famous. So you have to consider that. You can have 15 minutes of fame, great. Run with it, brag about it, talk about it years down the road when you're forgotten. You can do that and enjoy that 15 minutes of fame. Or if you want to go long term, just know the rest of the world's still going to talk about you and watch you. And there's going to be a lot of pros and cons with that. Being famous, it's just, you could either boom instant overnight and then you got to run with it, or you have to work at it. It's not that hard. Get out there, be creative. Make some videos, make some podcasts, make some websites, fine tune your talents in a particular niche or a market, or try to make yourself incredibly beautiful that falls into that cliche cookie cutter, what's considered attractive these days, and then get that face out there and just got to get people that want to watch you. That's all there is. Anyways, I'm not going to drag this out because I've already dragged it out long enough. We'll probably carry this over to a longer format show down the road, but being famous is perseverance. There's different forms of it. You just have to figure out how much you're willing to actually, hang in there and do it. All right. So that's about it for today. I'm going to wrap this up. Hey, thank you very much for tuning in today. Please check out themadmorgan.com for more information on all our projects and shows now and down the road. I hope you have an amazing day moving forward, and I will see you next episode.